Yep. Woo. You never want to hear that before the season start. People that been rocking with us know, man, when you hear that, man, Cowboy fans could be feeling blue. Obviously, that's some big news on DaRon Bland. But you know, at Boss Cowboy Sports, we go measure the Kool-Aid. So DaRon Bland to have foot surgery be out 6 to 8 weeks. And before we get into the nitty-gritty, this particular video is brought to you by Bet U.S. This live. At Bet U.S, you can receive 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. I had a link in the description. Make sure you take advantage of your knowledge. But getting into the nitty-gritty, obviously this is big news, but the sky's definitely not falling. On some ways, this is going to help. So we still have the watch party coming up in about 20 minutes. And then we obviously have the post game as well. So we gonna have plenty to talk about for sure. But with the news, I'm pretty sure people want to hear from an ex-cornerback, myself, about what does this mean for the Dallas Cowboys. So before we get into the watch party, we gonna talk about this. I'm gonna just talk about this for a second before the watch party kick off. So y'all sit back, let me take care of some things on the back end. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna address this Bland situation.
Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? I need a meal like you. I need some friends and some jewelry. I'm trying to get like you. Sign me a deal like you. Foreign my whip like you. Give me a. I'm trying to be lit like you. Flex on the ground like you. Show all my bands like you. I talk to my friends, I talk to my family, they don't understand like you. Follow the plan like you. I need some fans like you. Make them all stand like you, but I don't understand why I'm not like you. They say comparison is a thief of joy, but what I'm supposed to do, I'm unemployed. Been dropping songs, ain't been making noise. Trying to get like you and hope it fill a void. Look, don't nobody wanna be like me. No shawty, no team like me. Insecure, unemployed, no tour, no story, no green, no peace like me. Close to living on the streets like me. Run away from your dream like me. Mama, dad, miss, I got you living with your granny. Ain't nobody unkeep like me. I mean unkept like me. Credit low ball and dead like me. Don't nobody call and check on me. I see y'all ball, y'all flex on me, but cats on all y'all necks on me. Why is all this stress on me? Why I see the less of me? Comparison, no recipe. They say comparison is a thief of joy, but what I'm supposed to do, I'm unemployed. Been dropping songs, ain't been making noise. Trying to get like you and hope it fill a void. Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue?
All right. So, obviously, man, getting into the nitty-gritty, the bottom line is, what does this mean, right? So, DaRon Bland out for 6 to 8 weeks. What does it mean? The number one person that is going to affect, and it's pretty simple, Colin Carson. So this is a time to where sometimes things happen and people got to step up. So even before, obviously, this news came out about DaRon Bland, DaRon Bland was also somebody at one point that had to show up. You know, so the first thing I want to remind people is that last year, Trayvon Diggs went out, and it was blue. It was blue. It was a lot of panic. I think my boy Amp in the building. Yeah, he in the building. It was blue, and I told everybody we was gonna be fine, and I was right. We was fine. But this one is not as easy as last year. What's your thoughts, Alf, real quick, before we kind of get too far?
I'm going to go ahead and say this. First off, greetings to the chat, everybody. Good to see y'all. Glad y'all tuning in for this third preseason game. But just truthfully speaking, I actually felt, even with the addition of Booth, that we still needed to seek outside help. I know he was available recently, but Gilmore is not available anymore. So they're going to have to make something else shake. But it does provide an opportunity for an individual to make the team who, quite frankly, probably wasn't going to make it. Israel Mukuamu actually has more value now.
Right.
So the one thing about these injuries is, and you look at the recent history of Dallas Cowboys injuries, it has always provided an extra opportunity for a young star to bud. You look at a flower, right? Let's take a tulip, for instance. When that tulip bud starts to fall, there's another one that's coming up behind it. And see, that's what's going to happen with your team, because now the pressure's on and there's an opportunity and there's space and there's time. And whether it's Carson, whether it's Booth, whether it's Mukuamu, whoever it is, someone will step up. I know we always say next man up, but it is truly next man up, especially in Dallas. But this is where you have to trust the Jones family. You got to trust Will McClay, that they have already been kind of looking at people, especially once you consider the fact that they already started to prune that room when they sent Nashawn Wright packing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, once they sent Nashawn packing, that was a clue. But what Cowboy Nation got to remember is that our depth is good. Our depth is good. Sir. You know? So for everybody that was like, man, what they gonna do with Israel? We know now. We know now. Now we
glad
know.
We didn't step the room too early.
Right. I'm glad them cuts ain't. Yeah. So
we could have found this out next Wednesday and would have been blowed.
We would have been blowed. So another thing, real quick, as we getting ready for the watch party, but kind of breaking this down. This is what a lot of people not gonna talk about, that it also affects.
Diggs. Curveball.
Yep. It affects Jerry and Steven, but in a different way. It put pressure on them to sign, guess who now?
Another bastard?
It's right in our face.
Dak and CD?
Yep. Yeah. So when you lose
one wrong move, one wrong step.
Right. So it's like when you lose somebody on the caliber of a Bland, that's deflating to the Cowboy fan base, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna put pressure on them to where they're gonna have to do something, you know, to try to get that optimism back going into the season. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you got to save face. I mean, it's not looking good yet. And you know what? I know the Jones family is probably saying, "God damn, we can't catch a break," because you know they were that damn Cowboys Nation. They was talking about those damn shoes and the outfit not looking right, and we brought some shoes in here, and then hell, we done spilled something on our dress, and now we got to change the whole damn outfit. But that's the nature of the game. You know, I'm pretty sure they felt like they were making some steam when you picked up 3 free agent defensive linemen in the course of about 2 weeks. And it's like, okay, now everybody's talking about this might be a world-class defense this year, right? And then this happens. It's like, God, we just can't get right. You know, we get Trayvon back, and it's like, okay, we gonna get the Diggs and Bland duel, right? And before it even gets started, we back to half of the duel. And you got to find somebody real quick to replace Bland's production. But you know what's crazy?
Which you can't.
Just a couple of years.
You can't find nobody to replace Bland.
Not that, no. But just a couple of years ago, we didn't even know what this individual was. It took a similar situation for him to be able to ascend. Look at that.
I'll put it like this. I think another way to say what you're saying is, once again, we are going from elite to really good.
Yeah.
To me, that's the way to look at it. We going, because obviously with Diggs and Bland, everybody with common sense was expecting elite, right?
Lockdown.
Yeah, they was expecting the whole world was in trouble. You know, that's what
and with the talented safety group behind them.
Yeah. So, but then we are now back to good and really good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really good. And this is still way better than last year. Way better. See, let me ask a question, Elton. Let's be honest. Which one was worse? Last year when we lost Diggs, or losing Bland for 6 to 8 weeks?
Bruh, it's not even a topic of conversation. Easily Diggs. Because of the caliber he is, and for the length of the injury.
Right. So the sky's really not falling, man. This is a temporary bump that we got to fight through. It's a
What I don't want to hear, boss, is people double down and say, this is why guys don't need to play in the preseason. Look, y'all, more than likely, and based off of the timing, this didn't happen in the game. And if you have been following training camp and following the preseason games, you know that Bland hadn't played so far. So the whole bubble wrap notion is kind of a false narrative, if you ask me, because Diggs got hurt where? Practice, right?
Yep.
Bland gets hurt where? Probably at practice.
Right.
So, you know, it happened now. It was going to happen at some point. Maybe not this position, but I'm going to give y'all the hope, the silver lining in this situation. Something y'all might not be thinking about. If this injury happens with another defensive coordinator, to Boss's point, we might be just okay. We might be just good. But he said we're really good. Why are we really good? Because we have the Zen Master as our defensive coordinator. And though he may have lesser talent than initially anticipated, I am confident that with the rotation and with his scheme and with his vision for this defense, we might not even miss Bland, y'all. I digress.
Ooh, I think we gonna miss him.
I'm not. Look, that's no slight at Bland.
I know,
because I understand that he brings a
because that's a big loss, bro. It's
big. It's big, but I don't think it's going to be to the point to where teams can exploit us because of the absence of Bland. I think you will get somebody in here and he will scheme to protect whoever that is. You can hide it. Because guess what? It's a lot of teams in the league that only have one good corner or two decent corners. And we got two great corners. So with one great corner, a superb safety room, you don't think that with the improvements of the this is why the defensive line, recent acquisitions is even more important. We got a better push now. Remember how we were watching the preseason games and like, man, that's way too much time for that quarterback. Boy, they sitting back picking up. You just got another edge. You still got Micah. You still got D-Law. You still got Osa. Guess what? That clock is going to be ticking. So whoever it is that replaces Bland, he ain't going to have to guard for too long. Because either you're going to have them or you're going to have them linebackers staring down your face with that double A gap blitz ready to make something happen. I promise you he will create havoc and chaos to mask our current deficiency. I ain't going to say it no more.
It's hard, in my opinion.
I know.
It's hard to replace an all-pro. It's hard.
True,
and I
true
don't
story.
think you can mask it, to be honest. I don't think you can mask it. I think you just got to play through it.
True story. Before I called you, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife came running into the bathroom. She said, baby, what? What's going on? I heard you holler. What happened? You okay? Did you fall? I said, nah, I just found out we lost Bland. Dog, when I got that do-do-do, and I looked at the phone, I thought it was a notification like, okay, getting ready to kick off Cowboys' third preseason game. Who makes the team? You know, something from Todd Archer or whatever. And I see Bland 6 to 8 weeks. I said, God damn! And that's why she came to come check on me.
I put it like this. Whoever replaced Bland is going to be greatly tested.
Yeah.
They going to be greatly tested. Whoever replaced.
And often.
Yeah, because the issue with Bland, with Diggs, is you couldn't get away from the pause, right? If you tried to throw away from the lava, you was going to throw into the fire. If you was attacking the corners. So quarterbacks and offenses is going to test that other corner because they go still likely try to go away from the guy that got a knack for getting the ball. So
yeah,
this new corner, whoever he's going to be, right, they're going to go at you. This person's going to get a lot of reps, whoever this is, and they likely go get better. Now, lightning can strike. You feel me? Lightning can strike, but I would tell Cowboy Nation, if it end up being Colin Carson, everybody need to be patient. Give him at least 3 games to get his legs. What's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One, just getting acclimated to an NFL season by itself is a 3 to 4 game process. Okay.
Yeah.
You add the fact that he is a rookie cornerback, add on a game or 2. So you're really talking about not seeing who Kalen Carson is until about week 4, week 5, truth be told. So to your point, yeah, be patient with him. He is going to have growing pains. He may occasionally goof up on an assignment. It happens to the best of them. But we got to go through it. But the great part about it is when Bland does return, you will know more about your team.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know more about your team. You'll know more about their grit. And you'll know more about a potential backup, because one of my questions and topics before the game, before we got this news, was going to be who's going to emerge as that backup cornerback. Well, guess what? It's even more imperative now. There are going to be eyes on it. Like, we don't get the benefit of listening to the broadcast, obviously, because we're conducting our own. But I can almost guarantee you they'll be saying, yeah, with the recent loss of DaRon Bland, your cornerback competition is wide open at this point. And personally, backup. And personally, the backup competition was still it was always wide open to me, because I felt like we still hadn't gotten that guy who we could trust in the absence, God forbid, of a situation like this.
Yeah. So as we get ready for the watch party that's coming up, it's coming up in 5 minutes. So we finna conclude this stream. So y'all make sure y'all sit back. We got the watch party, then we go do a post game after that and wrap up preseason. So remember, this video was brought to you by Bet U.S. Y'all sit back, man. We'll be right back. It's Boss Cowboy Sports with Amp. Let's go.